Put this screen back on it. Put it back on and pay attention to a few things. This row must be aligned first. One little hole at a time. This screen is not that easy to install. Small line first. This line comes in. Alright, all the lines are in. It's got a magnet on this screen. Once you've located it, the upper and lower distances are centered. It's all compacted. It's compacted. Check the back of the line. And then position the middle row again. Okay, once you're in, pull on this magnet. And then I'm gonna force this glue on it. And the camera hole is right in the middle. It's okay. If it has magnets in its four corners, good positioning. And then we use this where we have glue. Be careful not to break the string. Give it a little rub and a little scrape. Give it a firm press where you have this double-sided tape. We are going to heat it up later. Now give it a scrape and a scrape. And then this time, let's put the stuff back together again. That's when everyone will know. How do you change all this wiring? So keep that in mind. Check the front camera. The front-facing camera is still very clean. Well, let's just do it right away. Just put this motherboard on it first. Three buckles hold it. Once you've got it down, pull it out with a pair of tweezers. Then pay attention to the above buckle. And then I'm going to let this line out. When the wiring is in, take the wiring out. What about the Samsung motherboard? It's the easiest thing to pack. Tie up the right row of wires. Use your nails to reset it. Check the inside of the cable for dirt. There's nothing dirty to buckle it up. Press the power button. And then we put these three little screws back on it. These three little screws are from the motherboard. This is the only screw that should be useful. The others should be the connections between the upper and lower plates. After we make sure there's nothing wrong here, our little top lid will hold it. And then we are going to attach this battery button over here. This charging button goes up. And then put the cover up for him. Wireless charge cover. So we are pretty much done here. Let's take this side apart again. This is because I didn't remove the screws. Just put it on top. Put this button on it. Hand lining. The top is still clean. And then the back cover is the original back cover. The original removed glue. Then we just buckle the back. Just buckle it on the back without any dust. Okay. The original glue goes straight on. Just heat it up later. I'm just gonna heat this up and just snap it on. Wait a minute, there's something. There is a thing should be forgotten to pack, forget to buckle. I forgot to fasten this clip on it. Check the glue residue on the black edge. Residual glue and then we reglue it. Pack it up. So I can get my little screen. There's vinyl on the edge of the screen. Let's get the vinyl off the little screen. We'll put on our new glue later. Let's heat up the little panel. Heat up and peel the original vinyl off the sides. If the original vinyl doesn't come off, it's going to be too high. And then I'm going to heat up the little plate. Heat it up and then peel off the original vinyl. This vinyl doesn't tear that well without heat. Easy to break. Let's heat it up. That this time can actually boot to C. Fixing the shaft. Generally speaking, it is troublesome. It's a lot of trouble to change the line. It's going to take down the whole screen. If a lot of people don't take down the big screen, must pay attention to. Don't break the big screen. A large screen costs almost as much as a mobile phone. Pay attention to this problem. The battery is too low. The brightness should not be too high. There is no problem. Let's heat up the little panel. And then just pack it up. The screen is getting a little warm. This glue doesn't feel so good to tear. It's not very clear. Let's see if the cover is broken. If the cover is floured, let's just redivide it. This glue doesn't clear very well. It won't look good later. Let's clean it up and see. Look at the cover. It's a good thing this cover isn't very flowery. Well, let's just do it. Beat a little bit less. I'll have to hit a little bit less on the side. The original glue is still there. Hard to handle. Shall we see where there is no original glue? Where can I get it? Give it a refill. A little less in some places. Hit more where you don't have it. Take out our little glue guns. It's a little less radiant over here. It's all over the place. A little bit less. If not, the tightness will be reduced. If we had, we would have played less. If there is no other side, hit more. A little bit thicker here. Not here. Make it thicker. A little bit up here. Not without a little seal. Okay, after the glue is finished. The double-sided tape on the screen is relatively clean. I didn't touch the double-sided tape either. Put this screen on it. When the screen comes up, put the seat some back on it. Alright, once this is up, let's put this little screen up for him. Just bring it up the same way you did. What about this time? We haven't installed the stand for the big screen yet. In fact, it might make more sense to install the large screen bracket first. Well, let's just close it. Put the little screensaver on for a second. There's a membrane in front of the big screen. We ripped off the membrane. The membrane is up. The screen that we just had the outer membrane changed. Let the outer membrane loosen a little bit. And then the smaller screen is easy to deal with. And then we'll tape the little screen. Take out our rubber band and tie it. Let's make this little screen and this frame a little bit firmer for it. If any glue spills, we'll use the dust-free cloth. Clean it up. Wipe the crevice clean for him. Give it another one in the middle. Because there was more glue. Let's tighten it up a little bit. The gap will be a little wide if we don't tighten it. Tighten up a little bit and clean up the gap. And then I'll give it another one up and down. After this, let's put in the full size of the big screen. At both ends, give it overflow rubber wipe. Okay if you want it to dry faster. We can put it on the hot table. Just give it 60 or 70 for a while. Okay, this is all we need for this model.